Blessed good morning and welcome to our devotions for today, Wednesday. It's the middle of the week and we are here together by God's grace, in love, in faithfulness, seeking to understand God's purpose for us in this world. So we come today mindful of our journey, a journey that we have begun before birth, a journey that continues after we pass this earth, a journey that is eternal. And this, for me, causes some degree of reflection, realizing that there is an eternal nature about our existence and wondering about that and how that awareness impacts what we do in this life at this time. So coming out of this new day, we want to give God thanks for the day. And as we give God thanks for the day, we also want to be open to see what today brings for us and where it will take us. So we take a few moments and we come into that space, that sacred space. Making ourselves comfortable. And taking a deep breath, releasing all the tension in our bodies. Breathing out all that is used up. Breathing in what is about to influence us. Acknowledging that our lives are a continuous series of beginnings and endings. Breathing in and breathing out. Consuming and releasing. Recognizing that everything serves us. And being grateful. Grateful to everything that serves us. That sustains us in this existence. And we give God thanks for this. Understanding that we are created in God's image, and therefore it is the intention of the Father that we should be as He is. So a great part of our task is learning to let go of that which no longer serves. Now this can be a challenge because we can become so comfortable that we are unwilling to let go. If we don't let go of one breath, we run the risk of terminating our lives. And so nature and nature's wisdom makes breathing autonomic. We have no say in it. It just happens. So we breathe. We take in and consume. We release and let go of that which has been consumed. And we prepare for the next breath, the next step, the next beginning. So it is with our lives. Jesus says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He removes every branch in me that bears no fruit. Every branch that bears fruit, He prunes to make it bear more fruit. You've already been cleansed by the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me as I abide in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine. You are the branches. Those who abide in me and I in them bear much fruit, because apart from me you can do nothing. Whoever does not abide in me is thrown away like a branch and withers. Such branches are gathered, thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me and my word abide in you, ask for whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit and become my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. I have said these things to you so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. Send forth your word and let there be light. In our reading for this morning, Jesus continues this idea of abiding in, being a part of. And he speaks now using the analogy of the branch and the vine. I am the true vine, the Father is the vine grower. He removes every branch in me that bears no fruit. Jesus is constantly trying to get his listeners to understand a significant aspect of this human journey. And it is that we are part of something greater. That there is something that is beneath us, something out of which we materialize, out of which we grow and become all that we are. And there is the importance that we ensure that we do not cut ourselves off from that which nourishes us. There is always the danger in our human existence to think that it is by our own strength, our own ability that we have done something. Hence we are reminded of the African proverb that says it takes a whole village to raise a child, emphasizing the importance of the child being raised, but also recognizing the importance of the village out of which that child is raised. We are individuals. We are each unique. But we also have to remember that we are not separate. We are coming out of, or rising out of. We are firmly connected to the all that is. Sometimes in our lives we tend to think of ourselves as not really connected to others, especially when persons hurt us, when persons do us harm. We sort of come in on ourselves and we think the world is against us, and we begin to build walls and barriers to supposedly protect ourselves from others. But this is silly because we can't protect ourselves from that which is within. Our connection to the rest of our existence, to the rest of everything else, is from within, not from outside. So when we supposedly build these walls, all we do is cut ourselves off like branches that aren't bearing fruit. So we cut ourselves off from the vitality of this ever-flowing life that comes to us. And we stagnate and we decay. And in many ways we die. Jesus gives the sense that nurturing substance that provides us with all that we need to grow and to become is love. So when we cut ourselves off from each other, we're cutting off that ability to love. We're cutting off that gift that is ours. We are starving our own selves of that which nourishes us. So Jesus says, abide in my love. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and I abide in his love. This is about abiding in love. In other words, everything that we're doing is of love. When we seek to cut ourselves off from each other, we are seeking to cut off love. So if we're cutting off love, then we can't abide in, because the only thing there is to abide in is love. But that still leaves us with the challenge of, how do we deal with others in our lives? How do we deal with the challenges that we are faced with as we confront others who may not understand this teaching? The way I perceive it is, at the end of the day, it is always about you, not the other person. The invitation to abide in love is an invitation to you. It's an invitation that you have to some degree accepted, and that you seek grace to be able to live it out. When you abide in love, you are given whatever you need, because you're not alone. There are many forces at your disposal. But when we use the word forces, we have to be careful, because we're not saying that there are many forces available to you in order that you may condemn or destroy the so-called enemy. But what we're saying is that when you're abiding in love, there is a power that is available to you that enables you to stay in love, to stay in that space. And as you stay in that space, you will notice that your world changes, that blockages are moved, stumbling blocks are no longer there. And it is not anything that you have personally done, but it is because you are acknowledging that you are part of something far greater than any insignificant little issue that presents itself to you. Hence why Jesus says that when we abide in his love, we can ask anything. So the prerequisite for asking anything is to be abiding in love. So if we are abiding in love, that means that which we ask for is from a loving place. That which we desire is about love. So the abiding in love is more than just a particular state. It takes over every aspect of ourselves. And we become love. Because God is love. Our task is to ensure that we are abiding in that love. And because we are abiding in that love, we are nourished day by day, moment by moment. We are nourished by the divine love and grace of the one who sent us into this world. So we must be mindful, watchful. That we do not allow our external circumstances to, in some way, cause us to modify that which we know we are called to be. In this journey, try your best to abide in love. Because when you abide in love, you influence the world around you. When you do not abide in love, you are like a branch cut off, and the world around you is greater than you. You are insignificant, and it has the ability to seemingly destroy you. But in reality, it really can't, because you still belong. But why not let's save ourselves the unnecessary torture of separation and continue to perceive the reality of our connectedness through abiding in love, opening that door of love within us and keeping it open at all times. Yes, there will be moments along the way where we are hurt. But that hurting is a part of the experience. And that hurt invites us to make a decision. Will you abide in my love and acts? Or will you be cut off from this love and be on your own? Jesus wants all of us to know what He knows, to experience what He has experienced, to know the Father's love, and in knowing the Father's love, to ensure that we are part of that love, that we receive that love, that we allow that love to be a part of who we are. So today, like any other day, the invitation is here for us to abide in the Father's love, to ensure that we are day by day finding ourselves in a place where we know who we are and we know whose we are, because we are constantly abiding in the Father's love. And because we are abiding in the Father's love, we are able to receive all that the Father has in store for us, so that we know with confidence that God is present here to guide us through this time. Abide in my love. If you abide in me, I will abide in you, and you can ask anything of me.